Thank you very much, Jim. I want to just go back to let you know that this campaign will also involve, as you mentioned, ad buys in national local newspapers and also local radio stations, as well as letter and phone calls to members of Congress. Those ad buys will happen in 5 targeted states: Florida, Arizona, Kansas, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Our next speaker this morning is the Reverend Samuel Rodriguez, known to many of you as he's the president of the National Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference, which is America's largest Hispanic evangelical organization. And I give you Reverend Rodriguez.
Good morning. The lack of comprehensive immigration reform has actually succeeded in accomplishing a number of things. In polarizing our communities, separating our families, and provoking 12 million people to hide deeper in the shadows of our society. In addition, it has succeeded in jeopardizing our heritage as a nation of laws and a Judeo-Christian ethos. The lack of passage of CIR has created a reality where our borders are yet fully secured, and the immigrant families, along with the entire Hispanic American community, we find ourselves facing racial profiling, discrimination, and a hostile, ethnically polarized environment not seen since the days prior to the successes of the Civil Rights Movement. Actually, recently, we were made aware of the rise of KKK activity in respect to immigrants and the plot by a militia in Alabama to rid their community of immigrants at any cost. As Americans, we must reject the spirit of xenophobia and discrimination. As Christians, we want everyone to respect the rule of law and enter this country legally. We need to protect our borders. We need to stop illegal immigration. Yet there is also something that is not tangible that we must similarly protect: our values and faith heritage. How we deal with the immigrant is not just a matter of political will or legislative acumen. At the end of the day, how we deal with the immigrant is a diagnostic of the spiritual health of our nation. Embedded in the narrative of the American experience is a commitment to 3 formative pillars of our nation: the rule of law, our faith value system, and the pursuit of the American dream. We believe that Congress can pass comprehensive immigration reform that can reconcile, as Reverend Wallace stated, Leviticus chapter 19 with Romans chapter 13, obedience and adherence to government. In other words, we believe that Congress can pass legislation that treats the immigrant in a humane manner and applies the rule of law. We are grateful to the administration's commitment to comprehensive immigration reform. However, the recent proposal fell short of reconciling both those tenets. We believe that all people are made in the image of God and deserve to be treated with dignity, and that it is our responsibility to love and show compassion for the stranger amongst us. In keeping with these Christian values, we urge lawmakers to pass legislation that will do the following. Number 1, border enforcement initiatives that are consistent with humanitarian values. Number 2, reforms in our family-based immigration system that reduce waiting time and reunites separated families. Number 3, an opportunity for immigrant workers and their families to pursue the option of an earned pathway towards permanent legal status and citizenship upon satisfaction of certain criteria. Number 4, a guest worker program that creates legal avenues for workers and their families to enter our country and work in a safe, legal, and orderly manner with their rights and due process fully protected. And the fifth and final tenet of this proposal would be a framework to examine and ascertain solutions to the root causes of migration. As the National Hispanic Association of Evangelicals, we are proud to be part of Christians for Comprehensive Immigration Reform. This broad coalition of Christians is committed to protecting our nation, our values, and all of God's children. Churches throughout America, and you need to be made aware of this, are preparing to provide sanctuary for those seeking protection from egregious actions against their welfare and families. It's time to pass comprehensive immigration reform. It's time to reconcile our people. It's time to work together and make our nation one where righteousness and justice reign free. It's time to protect our borders, to protect all the families, to protect our values, and then in doing so, then and only then do we protect the American dream. I'm proud to present to you now probably the foremost expert in American-Mexican immigration issues, Dr. Juan Hernandez.